Hello, everybody. My guest today is Dawn Dickson. She's the CEO of PopCom, an automated retail company that uses facial recognition, AI, and blockchain technology to help retailers collect valuable customer insights. The first CRM data and analytics software provider for unattended retail, PopCom has developed technology to make kiosks and vending machines intelligent through data analytics at the point of purchase. Dawn, you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for jumping on. Okay, tell us about this company. So this is interesting. What does the company do, and how do you guys make money?
We're essentially a software company. So we're software. So our core product is SaaS that integrates in vending machines and kiosks to make them smarter by collecting data analytics. But we also have a hardware component. So we have our own proprietary patent pending hardware called the Pop Shop. And we also are developing a device that attaches to older vending machines to upgrade them, because I don't know if you know it or not, but only 15% of vending machines today of the 9 million are connected, meaning they're IoT in any way. They can accept credit cards. So like they're really, really antiquated. So our goal is to really turn all this valuable real estate that sells product into data generating, lead generating advertising machines.
Yeah.
That's so
very interesting. Okay, so help me an idea just for the software side of your business. What's the average customer going to pay per year just for that?
Yeah, so the base price, we structure our pricing very much like Shopify, so like e-commerce carts. So the base price with very great functionalities is $400 a month. And that includes a customer-facing POS, a data dashboard to analyze all the information, and an advertising platform.
Okay. And then if I want to get started with you today, I'm going to pay you $400 per month. And then what do I have to pay to get the hardware installed?
So the hardware, our Pop Shop is $15,000.
Okay.
You can get that financed through our finance partner, but you essentially own that hardware. So you look at it like, we call it a digital kiosk, instead of a vending machine, it's way more robust than a standard vending machine, but it's like your own brick and mortar footprint. So you like own your own vending machine store.
How do you I interview a lot of companies that are kind of bridging this IoT plus software business model. And the ones that are growing the fastest have figured out very unique ways to subsidize the hardware to get faster distribution so that then they can get high, very, very high retention software revenues on the back end. How do you drive that cost of $15,000 down for the end user so that you can get more exposure?
We're definitely not going to try to drive it down. Our hardware is actually much under market. So to give you a perspective, I know almost everybody has seen like those Best Buy machines in every airport in America.
Yep.
Those are about $23,000, and they don't have a fraction of the functionality in the data collection that we do. So in the hardware space, for what we offer, $15,000 is really at cost. Our model is more like give away the razor, sell the blade. The blade in our case is the software.
Yeah.
So we do have software packages based on volume, but we really focus on the leasing model for those who don't want to have that on their balance sheet, the hardware. They can lease it through our partner Impressa.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so let's say I don't have $15,000 in cash. What does my leasing option look like?
So it's based on your credit, of course, and the time you've been in business. But if you're approved for everything, you're looking at about maybe $200 to $300 a month for your hardware leasing cost, and then your software cost. So we really want to look at this like a dynamic. Say you have your website that actually dispenses. So all the functionality of a website, we have that in our kiosks, but actually the product comes out.
Yeah. Which is not, by the way, not an easy thing. There's some supply chain issues there, right?
Definitely.
So
we have it all figured out for them.
Of the $200 per month, does that go all direct to your partner, or do you get some margin on that?
We get all of our money up front. So when the equipment is financed, we get our entire $15,000 hardware cost up front. So any interest that you're paying goes to Impressa.
Got it. Impressa is paying you the $15,000 and they're doing the financing.
Referral fee as we grow, but it's a volume-based referral fee.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Put all this on a timeline for me. When did you launch the company?
So we launched the company. It's been a very long journey. The company started in 2012 as a pure hardware company. We put hardware in the market at Atlanta Airport and a few places and realized that we need software to make these things smarter. They were dumb. They didn't collect any data. We didn't know what was going on with the machines. Pivoted to software 2017, went through Techstars, and then been building software as a SaaS company, focusing on integrating our software with other companies' hardware, because that's how we scale the fastest. Then I realized no company really has an ideal hardware to optimize our software. So then I invented a vending machine, patent pending on that, and that's coming to production and actually will launch finally in the fall. So our ship date, we got it yesterday, and our ship date is September.
Okay, so you haven't sold any of the $15,000 vending machines yet.
We've sold them. We have 25 contracts. We've already taken deposits. So they're waiting for their product to be delivered.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay, so you launched in 2012 as pure hardware. You now have SaaS as well. How many customers do you have on the SaaS platform today?
So they're not on the platform yet because the hardware has to be shipped, but we have 25 customers already signed up. And then we have a partner called Kiosk Information System, kiosk manufacturer in the US, and they are now working to integrate our software into their kiosks for data analytics. So they have, to give you a range, about 250,000 kiosks deployed in the United States today.
Okay, I thought you said that the reason you invented your own hardware, though, is because there was no one that had hardware that you liked. So, but now you're doing both.
Exactly. So kiosk doesn't sell dispensing mechanisms. Kiosk sells actually like transaction kiosks where whether you check in or you order something or you pay a bill, but it doesn't sell anything, actually dispensing. So we invented a dispensing mechanism, a vending machine. Kiosk is a kiosk manufacturer. So there's a difference between an actual kiosk and a vending machine.
So you'll have to sell, this kiosk company will have to buy at $15,000 a piece, the vending machines put next to other kiosks.
No, kiosk has their own kiosks and they integrate our software into their kiosks.
Okay, how does your software power their model if they're not dispensing physical objects?
Our software is not based on dispensing. It's based on collecting data analytics at the point of sale. So we use cameras, face recognition, and artificial intelligence. So the cameras are already on the kiosk and they count the traffic that walks by, identifies if that person is male or female, calculates conversion rates, delivers targeted ads and content. No product has there. That's around user engagement. So imagine us to be like Google Analytics, what they do for websites. We do that for physical vending machines.
Yeah, no, it just seems like that is a much easier model to me than getting in, dabbling your hands in hardware. Licensing the software sounds much more interesting. Why not just go all in on that model?
Because we do both. You don't have to pick either or. So we have a ton of customers that want to sell products and vending machines, and we also have our integration partners. So we actually have 3 products. We have our SaaS, which is like our API. We have our
hardware. SaaS is pre-revenue today. There's no one's paying for that yet.
Not yet. So we're partnering with them to sell through kiosk information systems. Then we have our hardware, which we've sold.
Yep.
And waiting for delivery. And then we have our retrofit device that we are also in talks with some major companies about upgrading their existing hardware with our device that just snaps on and makes them connected.
Yeah. So the contracts you've closed today, 25 at 15 grand a pop. So you've done about 370 grand there in sales on the hardware. Contracts signed, deposits collected. You're just waiting for them to be delivered.
Yeah. And then on top of that, the $4,300 a year annual software licensing fee that they pay up front as well. So they pay the year up front for the hardware, the year up front for the software, and then the hardware at the same time.
Okay, so you already have collected $4,300 from these 2,500 customers for the software.
Not the software yet, but they're under contractual legal binding, and we have collected hardware deposits. So the software, the SaaS, kicks in 30 days before delivery. I
see. Okay, so contractually they're obligated to pay you the $4,300. You just haven't started collecting it because they got to get the hardware first.
Yes, and they're excited to pay. They can't wait to start selling products in this new and innovative new type of vending machine.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, give me some more of the backstory here. So 2012 was kind of when you launched. It sounds like you went through Techstars. So how much have you raised to date?
Today we're at 2.3 million, and we're closing up an angel round right now, and then another round coming.
Okay, why is this a company where you had to raise capital? Why couldn't you stay bootstrapped?
We bootstrapped for about 3 years until it was time to scale. And so I invented hardware. So that means when you invent hardware, it's a very long process to bring a hardware product from idea to prototyping to conception. So, the cost of developing hardware and also developing software. We have patent pending on the software as well. So I actually invented this entire operating system and ad system that integrates into vending machines and kiosks. So before we could go sell it, it had to be built. So we definitely had to have, it's pretty capital intensive building hardware.
Yeah. So how much are you raising right now?
We are raising $5 million on StartEngine.
On what?
StartEngine.
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay. So tell me more about why you're choosing to use StartEngine and how it works.
So we previously raised and closed back in April, a Reg CF oversubscribed. The legal limit a year is $1,070,000, and we actually raised $1.35 million, and we just oversubscribed the round, so we only could take 1,070,000 of that. And so we decided to roll that over to a Reg A Plus and continue to raise money to give us more runway and ability to scale faster. We chose StartEngine for a couple of reasons. First of all, I love Howard Marks. He's awesome. And he knows what he's doing, and his team knows what they're doing. But, it was just the ease of use of the platform for our investors. The dashboard and the back end is really easy to navigate for us, keep them updated, manage our campaign effectively. We did an ICO initially, and they're one of the first, if not the first, platform that was approved by the SEC to do ICO under the Jobs Act under Title III. So I just wanted to work with a team that knew what they were doing and make sure that we were compliant across the board. And then, also, they have great attorneys and great team members that work with us to make sure that everything is just aligned. They have also a great user base of their own investors that as we reach new milestones, they share our deal with them. And that also brought us great traction in our first Reg CF. So if it's not broke, don't break it. We really like StartEngine and we kept rolling with them.
So how many investors have put in the 2.3 million to date?
Wow. So our first round was all accredited angels and VCs. So that first 1.2 million came from them. So that was about maybe 11 or 12 between VCs. We went through TechStart, a couple other accelerators, and angels. Then with the StartEngine Reg CF, we had about 22 investors that maxed out the 1,070,000. Yep. And then for the Reg A Plus, the investors is rolling in. So it's a rolling close. So, we had at the launch, we already had 300,000 sitting in commitment that rolled over from our last round, which was amazing.
Yep. So just to be clear, you will, in this next 5 million you raise, can anyone listening get involved? And if so, how does it work if they want to invest in you, if they really like you?
Absolutely. It's the great thing about a Reg A Plus is that you can take money from both accredited and unaccredited investors. The difference is non-accredited is, 300,000 a year as a couple, 200,000 as an individual income or $1 million net worth. That's accredited, but unaccredited is anybody. And that's why I really love the crowdfunding and the Title III overall. So all they have to do is go to our page, StartEngine.com/PopCom, and all the details of the deal are there. And they can also check us out on social media as well. We're under PopCom SaaS, which stands for Software as a Service, on all social media platforms.
Yeah, the reason I love this is because it allows people that wouldn't usually be investors to invest in people they really like. So you can get a bunch of your people that really believe in you in Columbus to put money behind you, even if they're not accredited now with these new regulations and the way StartEngine has basically done this in a very legal way. Yeah. I'm on your page right now. It says over 2,224 investors. That's just, again, to raise $1 million. That gives you a sense of the average kind of investor putting in, right? You can get in with small amounts of money.
It's about an average of $500 for our previous Reg CF. So yeah, that was very comfortable space for them. A lot of it involved education, which a passion of mine is to give people an opportunity to get in on private equity. We all know after we've seen these big IPOs from Uber and others where you really get the most of your money on the early stage, taking the highest risk, but getting in early. And so a lot of us that are not accredited, we don't get in on these private equity deals because we don't have the opportunity. So the great thing about Title III and StartEngine and other platforms like that is it allows everyday people to get in on early stage tech deals for high growth companies and get a chance to reap the rewards when they IPO or when they exit. So I love leveling the playing field for investment.
Yep. Now you've closed, it sounds like, again, hardware 375 and then software contracts about $100,000 in ARR. Was this all over the last 12 months? In other words, 12 months ago, did you have no sales?
So the crazy thing about our company is we've had those same sales, those same customers for about a year. We had a few setbacks in our manufacturing, which, again, that's one thing about hardware. So we have our pipeline is about 400 warm leads that we have told to wait till after we ship. But it hasn't been a hard sell. Our team always talks about sales is not our issue. It's a very easy sell. It's delivering the product. Yeah. And we were pretty lean and scrappy. So now we have enough money to, if anything comes up, we have enough cushion and runway.
What's team size today?
Right now, today, we're at 15.
Okay.
There's 8 full-time, and then we have our contractors.
And then how aggressive are you being? Obviously, you're burning capital to drive growth. Are you burning 10, 50, 100 grand a month? Where are you at with that?
Oh, no way, no way. We're pretty lean. So we use our contractors as needed. Our burn is 50,000 a month.
Okay, that's
And
not
then
bad.
contractors we pull from for special projects, that's why we don't have people, keep them on time. We
Yep.
keep it lean. We're really focused on driving up the value of the company.
And how did you get these first 25 pre-sales? Are there people listening right now that are going, man, I wish I could pre-sell 25, people a $15,000 piece of hardware. How'd you do it?
I mean, first, I've been at this for now 6 years, but we hit the trade shows hard. So, like industry specific trade shows, the NAMA show, National Automated Merchandising Show, the NRF Big Show, CES, very specific shows for vending and automated retail, Shop Talk. And we put our machine up, our demo machine, and start selling. Also, the ton of media that I got from our Rexia campaign, we not only raised money, but we got tons of customer interest. It was like a double benefit for us. So our leads, literally every day, we get 2 or 3 cold leads, people finding us and saying they want to get a machine. So it's kind of like a marketing machine in itself now.
Yeah, no, Don, I love that. Well, we're rooting for you. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book definitely is Hard Thing About Hard Things, because it prepared me for the really hard things that I definitely experienced.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I really do like Jeff Bezos. I study him and follow him because he was able to disrupt and change the entire retail industry, and that's the industry that I'm passionate about.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building your company?
I wouldn't say for building, but for Slack, for managing.
Yeah.
I believe in like remote team, and we're all over the place and we're traveling, and Slack, same page at all times.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep are you getting every night?
How many hours?
Sleep.
Oh, definitely 8. I believe in my sleep. I have to be fresh, refreshed, and ready to go. So I get my sleep.
And what's your situation, Don? Married, single, kiddos?
Definitely single mom of an amazing 15-year-old daughter. And, I date when I can.
Oh, I love that. Okay, and do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 40.
40. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I wish my 20-year-old self knew that it's okay to be unapologetically you, and you don't have to change yourself to fit the mold of what anyone else thinks.
Guys,
that's what I wish that she knew.
PopCom, shop a smarter, data-driven vending machine that actually dispenses hardware plus software component, $375,000 across 25 customers and hardware pre-sales, and another $100,000 in pre-sales of the software that goes behind the hardware. Don now looking to scale on StartEngine, raising $5 million using, again, new laws that have been passed that StartEngine makes easy. You can check it out at startengine.com/PopCom or PopCom. Don, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you. You're awesome.